Hey, good morning and
Nice.
good evening to you guys. Welcome to this week's show for MEyou Music Podcast. Joining me and Tom this week, we've got Meyrick De La Fuente. Am I saying your name
That's
right?
it, yeah. That's correct.
All
De La
right.
Fuente.
Fuente.
Yeah.
Where's the name from?
Spain. The surname's Spanish. First name's
Yeah,
Welsh and the surname's Spanish.
Yeah, that's cool. You got some like family from
He's Welshish.
Spain?
Yeah, I do. I've got my dad's side of my family's from Spain, but I actually don't have any family left in Spain because they all got chased out by Franco for being delinquents and authors
No
and
way.
stuff. Just yeah,
Whoa,
so yeah.
no way.
Like my granddad was an author, and that's not allowed in fascist dictatorships. So he had to flee to South America, and then couldn't come back
Jesus.
to Spain, so went to Italy instead, which is basically the same climate. So yeah,
That's
Crazy.
mad. No, like, oh yeah, that's crazy, man. Yeah. What a story.
yeah,
Wow.
it's mad. I
You
don't know the
speak
full
any
story.
Spanish?
I'd like a tiny bit, like nowhere near. I can just
Yeah.
about have a conversation, but I don't use it enough.
Yeah.
That's the thing. There's never any like, I don't know. You don't really get to use it very often in the UK.
Yeah, I went to like learn
no,
it,
no.
like
I speak to,
two
right?
about 2
Everyone
years
does.
ago. I was just trying to study Spanish all the time, and I was
Yeah.
living with Spanish people, which kind of helped. And I was
Yeah, well, that helps.
like only watching Spanish TV, and I started to pick it up quite well. But you also forget it so quick as well if you're not using it.
Yeah, you
constantly.
have
Jack,
to use it
Jack.
always. Your brain
Jack,
proper
that just
clears
reminds me of
out.
the Friends. Please. The Friends
What?
episode where the monkey changes
Oh,
the
well,
language on the TV.
Oh,
It's just constantly Spanish. That's just so funny.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right, so Mary, you've done well. You're constantly active in the scene. You're a pretty
Yeah.
busy guy for music, eh?
Yeah,
Like,
so try to
like
keep myself
obviously you're frontman for Exist Immortal. You'll be able to give us more here. I've only got a few bands that I know that you've been working with. I know that you've probably, I think, recently been working with Shush.
yeah, I've done a lot of his stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
I worked on
Vexed,
his stuff. Vexed, yeah, they've
Some
been
Next
in
Silver.
tracking the second album. Yeah,
Yeah, like give me an idea who else you've been working with, because I know that you'll
I've
have a
been
big
working with
portfolio.
really sick guitarist called Murray Pringle, Scottish dude. Just
Yeah.
super talented, like instrumental guitar stuff. That's really cool. And I've been working on
Steel as well.
Ollie Steele's
Works on that
solo
one.
stuff as well, which is really sick,
Mm.
actually. Just mad impressive guitar stuff.
Mm.
And then like all sorts, really. I'm
Getting
doing a
guitar too.
yeah. What's that?
Getting good at
Who?
guitar too. I see.
Yeah.
I'm seeing it. I'm
Riffs,
seeing it.
Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah, all sorts. Been doing it's a really good band from Brighton called Blue Eyed Giants that I've done a lot of work with as well.
Nice.
Yeah, it's super busy. Actually, weirdly, tomorrow, complete curveball. I'm at another studio mixing basically like a 70s blues song for some dads, some like the dudes in their 70s who are let's get together and make some music. They were all like musicians
Make it
from
down. Yeah.
back in the
That's
day.
cool.
You think a couple of them were on like TV bands and things like that as well, and did a bunch of stuff. So yeah, it's pretty fun. It's different to the day to day, but yeah,
So
keeping busy.
you've got your own little studio in London, right?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, what's it called? What's the name of your studio?
My studio is called Floodgate Audio, and
That's
I
the one.
work quite a lot out of a studio called the Hive Rooms, which is round the corner. Really good.
Oh,
Where I do like drum tracking and things like that.
oh, cool.
Where I sat in front.
And you record the like us.
Pardon? What's
You
that?
record degenerates like us. Dad grind.
Yeah, that was wild.
That was wild.
Did
Still need stems from second day.
Yeah.
you guys for Exist Immortal, you got the latest release, the self-titled album.
Yeah.
under Exist Immortal. Did you record that Floodgate?
Yeah, I recorded that. We did there. Everything was recorded here, basically, in where I'm sat now. And apart from the drums, which we did around the corner and at the Hive room. So yeah, did it all here.
Oh, nice.
It's just easier that way. We've done it like that.
Like, so you're into like you do the producing and the singing. Who writes the music?
So it's a combination. It's a mixture of Kurt, our guitarist, who comes up with a lot of the riffs, and then I write the vocals, and basically myself, Mikey, and the others all kind of work together on the structures, and like then I'll normally write sort of the layers and the pretty bits with Mikey and all the weird stuff, the ear candy.
Oh yeah.
So it's kind of a joint effort, but normally the initial kind of idea come up with by Kurt, but I'll do a lot of the refining.
Okay.
You kind of like you pull everyone into like a way of making it cohesive and not just riff, right?
Yeah, I feel like my role songwriting wise is to turn riffs into songs there.
Yeah.
And sort of have it just, I don't know, because it's I don't find just a riff salad that interesting, because it's just sort of
unless it flows, man. Like right,
unless
it can,
which it can do for sure. Like you can this really cool prog stuff that's just kind of riff after riff after riff, but it goes somewhere. But that also requires every single riff to be like really super sick. Or gets
well, I mean, there's the whole point of like post rock is pretty. I don't know, is thick, and it's riff oriented with that pretty sort of side to things that you're sort of talking about, right?
Yeah, for sure. I think like post rock is very sort of just that's a whole different thing, because you're kind of just creating a big vibe there for people to get lost in. It doesn't really have to like follow any sort of conventional song structure, because it's just
you've got that like whole like guitarist crew like Mitchich, Zyteki, Pliny, all those guys, which are just focused more on the riffs, and they'll do some production layers over it, but they do just put out one sick riff after another.
And that's cool. If that's your thing, then that's cool. But like the music that I feel like I want to make when I'm particularly with Exist is like it's always, you know, there's choruses and bits that repeat, and it's kind of got a more traditional song structures.
Yeah, it's kind of like almost a hybrid. It's quite like got the style of rock, but a more metal overtone to it.
Yeah, that's definitely, just because that's what we like. Like we listen to lots of stuff, but like the things that really get us like super excited are big rock records, and like just big pop rock records as well, just stuff that's like really really good hooks, and then we just like fucking with that into sort of proggy riffs and things like that. Just quite fun.
Your new album's a big blend. Like you've got your kind of very, in a way, operatic vocal style, like operatic rock style, very loud and big,
power metal-y.
Very power, but then like as the album progresses, you got like trap going, you got some trap drums, you got a lot of production work going over everything, and then at the end you got Luke Griffin in. Which,
exactly. You got Dylan in.
just completely just throws you off the vibe.
We're part of joining those things together, like the progginess and the sort of more traditional kind of rock stuff, is like it just makes something cool, makes something you don't necessarily expect. And it's like we're not out here trying to make like daytime Radio 1 bangers. Like obviously that would be fun. Like the purpose isn't like when us five get together and write songs, what comes out isn't like that sort of thing. it's very much kind of I don't know, just playing around and trying stuff and trying to do things that is a vibe, but isn't necessarily like completely expected.
For sure. I was going to say that it's funny you had Luke on the end of that, on the end of your one. It's like the flip opposite, you being at the end of Eschatologies. That album is like, like having that like juxtaposition thing going on.
I like that. It's just it kind of we had to put him at the end. There's kind of no. Where would you follow that with? That's just it just gets so heavy suddenly. Like what how do you take that and then go into something like super poppy and happy? It just seemed we did try. We had all the songs.
It is the perfect.
Yeah, we tried like messing around with different orders and stuff, but like they just doesn't go anywhere else. The song's too weird to go anywhere else. And sometimes you just have a song that's got to go there on the album.
My favorite tracks on the album are the first one, the intro, and the last one. Funny enough, like it's such a great start to the album and such a great end to it as well. You're right. It's perfect to actually end on that Luke Griffin song. It was a great one.
Yeah, because it's fun. It's completely different to lots of other stuff on the record and lots of other stuff we've done before. And I just knew as soon as we got the riff, I knew sort of someone like Luke would smash it. So
yeah, so it's a 6-year gap between that and your last album, Breathe.
Yeah,
like that's quite a long time because you released 3 albums pretty consecutively, like Dream Sequence 2013, Darkness of Age 2014, Breathe 2016. Then you had a 6-year gap.
Well, we kind of had life stuff sort of happened, and we did like 3 EPs in that time. We just kind of because after Breathe came out, we did like we played just loads of shows, and we sort of did quite a lot of touring, and some of it was really good, some of it was absolutely awful. So it was quite tiring. So we were like, okay, let's just take a step back. We did some singles and it did some EPs and just kind of, but immediately after Breathe, we just kind of had a bit of a life stuff got in the way, and just had to kind of sort that out, figure out our place, do stuff, and then come back a bit more refreshed.
That's fair. Do you use like what do you use for your production? Do you only record, or do you do like any VSTs or anything in the post production?
So no, I do I use loads of plugins. I use Pro Tools for recording, and I mean loads of plugins. I use a bit of hardware, but that's like on the way in. That's like I'll use a preamp for recording vocal, and I've got a couple of hardware compressors, but if I'm going to use hardware, I tend to use it on the way in and not really do any mixing with it. And other than vocals, sort of.
Do you have any like go-to VSTs that you'd go for? Anything that you like?
Well, it depends what for. It depends what you're trying to do. Because yes,
everything, Mayrick. Tell us every single VST.
Go on, man. What's your top picks? What ones do you love the most?
Use the most is the Plugin Alliance SSL 4000E strip, which
one's that?
It's a plugin. I'll see if I might be able to turn my thing around. Hang on, because it's in front of me. Where is it? Actually, I don't know how to do this. I feel like a boomer all of a sudden.
It's technology.
Figure out how do I turn the camera around? Is this a thing you can do? Is it?
Just turn your phone around, bro.
I can just turn it around this side. That's the plugin.
Oh yeah, it's like a big EQ, is it?
Yeah, it's an EQ, but I use it a lot. I use what else do I have? I use loads of stuff. I use the Valhalla vintage stuff and reverbs from all the Valhalla stuff is brilliant reverb wise.
They are beautiful.
Yeah, pretty good. I use a lot of the wave stuff as well still. FabFilter Pro Q3, that's the other EQ that I use basically on everything.
Mm.
So there's all sorts.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Valhalla's like made such a good name for themselves.
Yeah, Valhalla's great. They just do the sounding reverbs.
Absolutely. And they're like not expensive, they're so affordable.
Yeah, exactly. They do sales all the time as well. What were you saying, Tom?
I was just asking if the EQs came with a lot of presets and shit, like that just sort of made it easier for you to just kind of go to those ones, like for
they do come with presets and stuff, but like, and sometimes you'll use it to start with something, but with EQ, it's very like presets don't really make sense unless they're like basic starting points, because unless you're doing the same thing or same sort of thing, like I've got go-to rough moves that I'll do on like 60% of all heavy guitar tones, but they're not exactly the same. It's just like I'll roughly do something here, I'll roughly do something there, but it really depends on what you're starting with as to how heavy you go. Presets on those like those kind of plugins as well, those kind of analog emulation plugins tend to be really aggressive, like far too aggressive, because they're sometimes just trying to show how the plugin works, so that it's everything's super cranked to make it like the effect hype, but that's rarely particularly useful as a starting point.
Yeah.
And Mayrick, you can give me a little bit of tip here as a producer. All right, I just got a guitar and I want to plug it into my DI box. All right.
Yeah.
But I'm getting a lot of latency between playing and when I'm getting back. What's the best way to reduce latency?
Lower your sample rate, which you should be able to do. Yeah. Get it to your buffer size. Sorry, not your sample rate. You have to lower your buffer size, and that should be on your interface settings somewhere. So it'll probably be on the. What interface is it?
I got Focusrite.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so there should be a thing. I've still got the app on here. Have a look. No, I can't use it. Little thing. There should be like a setting in your Focusrite control thing, which is a thing on the computer.
All right.
Then
okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
That's Focusrite control. I'll be able to find that. That won't be hard.
Yeah, and then somewhere in there, if not there, you might have to do it on the computer settings itself.
Oh yeah.
But there should be a setting to change it from like 1024 or 512 down to 64 or something.
Oh man, it's so much better just being able to ask someone who already knows than having to figure that out.
Well, give it a go first, or you give me credit for fixing the problem.
True. I'll give you some feedback on this.
Yeah. Let me know. Let me know how you get on with it.
Give him a review on Floodgate Audio. Like a 1 star didn't help.
Bad answer to my problem. Yeah. Ended up crashing my computer.
Yeah. Ended up installing loads of viruses on my computer.
He just told me
he gave me links to dodgy. He gave me links to dodgy VSTs, and I installed viruses.
Click this link, bro, and say yes to every pop-up.
Okay.
Just give me your details. Give me your bank details. Give me your bank details.
It's for security reasons. We will never take any money from your account.
Yeah. That doesn't work. Don't do that. I'm not going to be doing that.
All right. Yeah. No liability for you though.
Yeah.
Oh Christ. That was good. That was a good derail.
How would you like to go on, Tom?
No, I was just going to ask if you were going to go for playing music. Was that what you were going to go for?
I was just about to do that. Yeah, Mayrick, are you cool with us playing one of your tracks?
Say that again.
Are you cool with us playing one of your tracks?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
No problem.
If we go with one from the new album, just promotes the latest release.
Yeah, let's do that.
Which one would you like to pick? Which one would you like to
go for the first track?
Yeah,
on the album.
Yeah,
let's do that.
That's Joe Rosser.
Yeah, Joe Rosser.
No. Jack wasn't even ready.
Nice.
All right.
I love the vocals, man. I love the vocals, though.
Cheers, man. I'm glad you dig it.
Yeah.
It's a fun
You didn't do the screams, did you?
No, I did the screams, yeah.
Oh, yo. Oh, well, fuck, nice. They're pretty good, man. Jesus, you got like you got a big voice, dude.
Cheers, man. Yeah, it's just I do my best. I dropped screams for a while. I dropped doing them for a while, and then I brought them back. It was just
I called out when I was over one time. I was like, "Where did the screams go?" And you were like, "They're coming back. They're coming back." I remember because it took me a while to get into your like EPs, but then when I got it, I was like, oh shit, now I get it. And then like I was gonna say, the guitar leads and everything just go, oh, this is like intervals, but then it's like, but it's not intervals. It's its own thing, but it has that really nice little mesh sort of area. Like it would work amazingly with, you could open for intervals fucking any day, or like
well, that'll be great. I think a few people have made the intervals comparison, but again, different.
I think it was the song. It was the song Epiphany though, because they've got a song Epiphany, and I was just like, hearing the blues element of the leads, and that's pretty much what Aaron was going for with intervals, wasn't it? It was like that blues pop thing, but it's they don't sound the same at all, but it has a nice similarity vibe. So
yeah, exactly. No, I get what you mean. Yeah, it's I'll take that because I think intervals are sick.
Well, Mike Semeski would be, I think that, like, you guys were in that same position. I won't go into that, but you were in the same position, weren't you?
Yeah, that's a whole thing. But
but
that's but no, I appreciate the intervals of comparison because it's I don't, it's like I say, we just we don't really think too hard about it's only that our only premise is it's got to be sick to us and be coherent to itself.
It's intelligent, mate. It's intelligent metalcore. That's what it is. Like, it's not this I'll
take that
stuff. It's just, you know what cookie cutter metalcore is as well. Like,
nerd metalcore, as someone's described it as. I'll take that as well. It's fine. It's true.
I like it a lot. Yeah, no, but it's musician stuff. It's stuff that's like trying to catch more than just everyone, like more than just a layman. It's kind of trying to catch a bit of everyone in a way. Like no, it's intelligent shit, man. It really is. You guys have worked together really well. You've done it for a long time. Like it's past that 10 years, hasn't it?
But just about. It's all. I find timing's very weird because of the sort of 2-year random blank space of the pandemic. Kind of feel like I feel like there's a lot of things that are like, oh wow, that was suddenly 10 years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like 2 years just got skipped.
Yeah, and it was like suddenly things were, oh, that was 5-6 years ago. And then suddenly it's like, oh no, actually, fucking hell, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
One that gets me is like if I'm like chilling with people and they'll play a song that I listened to when I was like 13, 14, and I'm like, whoa, man, like, I feel old because you're playing this. Like, I'm not even old, man. I'm 26, and I feel
proper dates you've done it with that.
Yeah, and like people still like a lot of kids like or younger people just like listen to old music still. And if someone plays like a track from the Gorillaz or something, or Chili Peppers, like, man, I feel old. Like I haven't played this stuff by choice for like a long time. Yeah, even Radiohead, cool. Man. I don't even listen to Radiohead. I haven't listened to them for like years. So if I hear it now, I'm like, far out, man. I feel old going back to this. Like, whoa.
It's really strange. I think that's probably a weird plus side of streaming, though, is that kids, super young people and teenagers are just getting into music generally. And that means like even old shit that's just going to come up on their Spotify suggested. They're not really going to care. Anything made after like the mid-90s when production didn't like generally suck for most things. It was like it's kind of all music.
Yeah. Can I controversial this?
Sure.
Go for it.
Can I? I don't know how controversial I want to be with it, but what like I kind of more appreciate older bands taking stuff off of streaming platforms because they don't really like necessarily like need it as much nowadays. Like there's a lot. So, like, thinking of Chili Peppers and fucking Gorillaz, all this, like, they've made quite a lot of money through doing music, right? And they can still make money probably without big streaming sites.
Yeah.
Definitely. So them being on there kind of just clogs it up. If you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's not.
Sure.
I'm not trying to say.
No, I can see how that would be true, for sure. Yeah. But I also think I can just see if I was in their position, like morally, you're probably correct. But if I was in their position, I'd find it a very difficult argument to say, "Oh no, you shouldn't take advantage of this new modern system."
Yeah, like once you get to a certain level of success, you have to take it all down from like
I get it. Like I get it morally. I get it morally fully. Look. But I feel like when you're actually there in that position, it's a very different calculation.
3.1 million songs per month get released.
Yeah, no, I know it's mad saturated, but I feel like if you just remove the highest paid artists, I don't think you'd make that much of a dent.
No, but I mean, you would make a dent in the amount of like
people of listens.
Saying that, I'm pretty sure the Chili Peppers released an album last year or this year even, and I never checked that out. Like, I'm not too interested in that style anymore. So I guess like
I'm not. I'm big anti
Chili Peppers released new music.
Yeah,
I'm big anti.
Nah, bro. But like that's the thing. Like it's not like I'm not saying go listen to it. I'm just saying like they can release stuff and it's not as gonna have that impact that it used to. People don't want to go listen to it. They still want the old stuff, you know. Like they released an album this year, Return of the some shit of the Dream Canteen.
The Shape I'm Talking, the Return of the Dreams, something.
Yeah, and Unlimited Love. They've released 2 albums this year.
Look at that artwork. The drugs were smoked.
Yeah. Like they've got 2 albums out this year. I haven't heard a track of either of them, and I don't really know anyone that has either. And they're a huge band
because you're circle.
Well, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
but I know people who will. I still know people that will listen to old Red Hot Chili Peppers. They don't want to listen to the new stuff.
Yeah,
you know. So it's like
I think
it
probably
underestimate.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily benefit them having all their stuff on there. You know, maybe people just go on to listen to that old stuff.
Market.
I mean, but it works for sure, yeah. But I know they're doing it because they make loads of streaming revenue from it.
Yeah,
and because
they'll be putting playlists. Sure.
Yeah, playlists, and also like all the big artists and the big labels will have like big labels in particular will have their own custom deals with Spotify for royalty rates.
Yeah.
Like if you're a major label and you have like mad clout, you've got a far better deal on streams with Spotify than your average artist does. It's completely lopsided. That's where the problem is. And it's like, and because of that, Spotify's incentivized then to push those songs even more because they've, in terms of their return on investment, they've got to make sure they're getting all the streams for it to make it worthwhile having those sweetheart deals with the big labels.
There's
what's that?
Capitalism.
Yeah, I mean fundamentally that's what it is. That's and yeah, for sure. I think morally questionable for sure.
It is what it is, but I feel a lot of people will generally want to go and find their own style of music anyway. You know, you'll get
for sure.
You'll get a lot of people which are just into what they hear on the radio, and then they'll take that home and they'll just search for the stuff they've already listened to on the radio and recycle it, you know, constantly rehash it. But then you get some people like us who just want to find fresh stuff on the local scene.
Yeah, I think that's where we're abnormal, as in like we're not the norm. We're definitely like people who like listen to music and are involved in music and enjoy talking about music and stuff like that. That's like not the norm. And it's just cool and it's great. It's good to be a part of that. but it's definitely like
the
vast majority of people just kind of casually listen.
Yeah,
people are so introverted amongst the people that would talk about it as well. Like I was literally speaking to someone earlier who was like, I'll consider it, but like I'm not really like that mad into that kind of thing usually. So it's like, it's kind of cool to consider them even, you know, because they're not usually into it. But people are so introverted, and stuff that's like, you know, pandemic and stuff's made people different. And
musicians are generally, I don't know, you get half of musicians. Some are very introverted, just want to be on their own, isolated, making music. And then you get those who are really super social. They want to be playing live. They want to be meeting people all the time, having a good time.
Part of the thing is the social event that goes along with it. Like that's just for the extroverts.
Yeah. Which it does make sense to be an extroverted musician a lot of the time. Like you need connection,
kind of performing.
Yeah,
exactly. And just the idea of going up in front of people, being the center of attention.
Yeah, which I guess a lot of people probably don't even want. You know, I'm not someone who really wants to go up on stage and be a center of attention. I'd want to be more in the back or the corner.
Yeah,
like when we did MEyou, I never introduced us. I used to just sit down on the floor.
And that's
Huh?
Apart from TechFest, when you decided to introduce us very loudly, and that was fucking hilarious.
Did I?
Do you not remember? My mum's got it on fucking film. She got it on footage, dude.
I was.
You literally just say like, "We are you," and if you don't like it, get the fuck out, and then just sit down on the floor.
Yeah, but I did that for every gig. That's all I said. This is MEyou. This is free jazz. If you don't like it, get the fuck out. Straight up, clean, no bullshit. We're here to do this.
No.
Deal with it. You know, like that was it. It's quite funny. We didn't know what we were going to sound like. We had no idea. We were literally winging everything then. So it's like
no, for sure. I can remember. I was waved.
Did you join us at that TechFest show? Were you there?
I was there. I was like watching. I think I was extremely. It was late in the day, and I was very waved.
Wasn't it like 12 o'clock or 11 o'clock at night?
It was like half midnight.
After parties, is there?
It's the after party, man. Yeah. It was it was fun.
I had to say
in the sports hall.
Yeah.
And you had
picking up Norfolk. We had to play. I was like, no, I'm not going down to Heathrow after picking up Obscura to then come back and play. Nah, not doing that. No.
I think the thing I loved about that one the most was we had actual people just jump up and join us for like the first time. Random people. Like we had one guy pick up my violin. We had Sol jump on the little drum. We had that guy come up and start screaming over us out of nowhere.
Sick.
We had a steward. I got a steward on shift to come and take the knee harp from me, and he was playing that with the violin guy. Like
That was just
pure chaos, pure vibes.
It was pure chaos, but it was like enjoyable chaos, you know. That was the point. It's like it doesn't matter what we play, you can jump in and play as well. It's more of an inclusive thing. Like let's just join in. Let's have a laugh. Like we're not gonna give you any restrictions. You can be a novice, just play.
Yeah, exactly. Just make some noise, just express something.
That was it. It was more of an expression. We weren't like sitting there crafting music. It's like let's just express ourselves all together.
Yeah. And that's perfectly fine, and like a good thing to do in an echoey hall at like
that was
1 a.m.
When everyone's fucked up as well.
Everyone's mash up, and it's just like perfect time.
It was,
and you are amongst like probably some of the most open-minded people, like in the music industry, and just all of music. We go to gigs. The people who are most likely to appreciate that in that kind of event as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
That was fun.
Yeah,
that was funny time, man. Yeah, and
I'd
you
say
know what?
that was
Jack,
actually more like structured, that performance, than when we went to the studio, and it was just like absolute chaos in the studio. Like I
didn't know what to do. I was just
we didn't know what to do, man. That's how it always is. Just wing it.
Yeah.
Like remember we had
Jake
that. You had your 9-string guitar, Tom. And like that low 9 just like fumbled. Like you couldn't get a clear tone from it, and just everything was just too much.
We used the 9 dad grind. We used the 9 for the dad grind, and it was sick. Like that was fucking mad.
Oh yeah, I haven't heard it
dad
yet.
grind.
Dad grind rockcore, bro.
What's that?
That's what we did last year at Hive.
Oh
dad
right,
grind
yeah. Okay.
You guys did dad grind.
Pure madness. I can't remember. It was just that. That was all a blur. Was it one day? We did one day, didn't we? Yeah.
We
did
two.
Were they separate or were they together? I can't remember.
I think they were slightly separate. Matt and I were trying to figure this out yesterday because we did the dad grind one day, and then we came back, and Moomin popped through as well that day as well, I believe.
Oh yeah.
And then like you did some like lounge jazzy times, and like you played some piano for a bit, and I played some guitar at one point.
See, as you say these things, like I remember them happening, but they were not in my memory before at all.
Where are the stems?
It was all just, like it was just the whole day was just like a blur of just stuff happening, just noise.
Where am I, bro? See, this ask you for fucking mix out straight away now. Yeah.
Huh?
The A2 stems from last year, where are they?
Oh yeah, I don't know. On a hard drive. We'll dig them up when you're next here.
Yeah.
You did it right. You got like half an hour of music from that chaos. It's great.
But no, we like because the dad grind was all amazing. This is the thing, like there's two EPs. So the first one we did where it was just Jake, Matt, Ben, and me. Okay. And that was fucking sick. And then we did one that Mike got in on, and he was like, and it was just a really like noisy, weird EP. It wasn't really like anything. And then we did one more with Mike that was like a proper fucking the Cookie Monster fucked my wife, that one. And like my goldfish has a boner. Like that was the fucking shit. Yeah. That was it.
I remember that.
That one's fucking and then when we did what is it? Indigenous Ingenious Ingenuity or some bullshit like that. That one. Jake's voice blew out. He was sat on the floor, and I was like, "Do you want to swap for drums?" And he was like, "Yeah," and just like took the kit, and I just went, just going nuts for a bit.
It was
but then like the last one that day was sick though. There was one that was like I called it Exhaust Ion, right? But like it's fucking lit. Like it's someone listened to it. It's like, oh, this sounds like a Holdsworth track, and I was like, the fuck off, it doesn't. But no, it's nice, man. It's fun, good times. I think a couple want to do it again, so we'll get down and we'll
we'll make it out. Let's go. Let's do it in the big studio. That'd be even funnier.
Yeah, let's go. Let's audio tree it. Yeah, let's go. See, he loves it. He needs it.
That would be so like over the top. That's like it's like a mad nice studio with an SSL.
Get the like 7K really in there. Get
beautiful live room.
Yeah, multiple 7K mics in there for 3 guys making dad grind. Or like 5 guys max. 5 guys.
It would be very punk
5
rock.
guys. Yeah,
you got the like guys. Dad grind from Rings of Saturn and the crossover with Buried Alive back in the day. Don't know if
Oh,
you guys seen that.
no,
You've seen that. Come
no,
on.
no.
It's a hilarious
I
video,
didn't get
man.
dad grind from that. I got dad grind because Ben Rollinson would not stop playing dad rock riffs whilst we were playing grindcore. He would just like no. He like, to be fair, it was more the lead. It was more the like that shit was just like, what are you doing, bro?
You sweet child.
I love it. Yeah.
He's got like MEyou programmed into his fingers, you know.
Yeah, climbing up a semitone every bar, just making it really horrible.
Yeah.
MEyou semi-toned.
Yo, Mayrick, what's coming from you in the future? Like, are you gonna be working more Exist anytime, or are you gonna like?
Yeah, we're gonna do
possibly. Sorry, go on.
I was gonna say no. Finish your question. Anyway. What were we gonna say?
Or are you possibly gonna like maybe like put out your own solo stuff?
So I think I'm gonna be yeah, there'll definitely be new Exist at some point. We've got some more shows to announce, a couple of festivals and things, but yeah, I think at some point I'm also going to do a thing, whether it, and I've started writing some stuff with Mikey, one of the guitar players in Exist anyway, and so exactly what form that takes is unclear yet, but I imagine it will be something like down the kind of more poppy experimental pop route, just to sort of flex those muscles a little bit more and just do some stuff with, like, do some more samples based stuff that I've kind of really enjoyed messing around with. So, yeah, but again, I don't really know what shape that'll take at the minute. That's very early days.
You can hear like this change in the new album with like a level of production. You know, like you've you're definitely focusing more on adding more electronic elements over the music. And like, you know, sure. I could see that kind of shift into a later stage, kind of like more of an electronica album with rock elements, rather than the other way around. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
For sure. I think that's the natural kind of progression musically of what I want to do, and what I want to do with Mikey. So I think we've written some, like, started writing some demos for just other things to see how it shapes up. And writing with a couple of other people as well. Just I've doing quite a lot of writing at the moment, generally just across various things with various artists, and just it's all pretty chaotic, but fun anyway. But yeah, at some point there'll be something. There'll be a new Exist and another thing, which
an MDLF.
Well, yeah, whether it's a solo thing or whether it's like a project under a name.
You should do like a piano thing. You should just do like a piano.
There's like there's loads of different things I'd really like to do. The question is like is time, and also like, because I don't want to half-ass something. I don't want to have like 5 projects, all of which get like no attention. If I'm going to do a project, then like I want to be able to like actually make people hear it, kind of thing, and get it, like, be able to promote it properly. And I feel like if there's too many, if I'm putting out too many different things in that way, then I can't really put my attention behind like any of them properly. So there's loads of stuff I'd like. Yeah, exactly. It's hard enough with one band and juggling like all the other sort of music work and stuff, but in terms of like actual projects and stuff like that, I'd love to do all of them, but that's chaos that I'm not quite sure if I'm prepared for.
Get chaos, man. Getting the chaos magic.
There's enough chaos.
There's enough chaos.
I'll bring it. I'll show you the chaos.
I know, I've seen the chaos, and that's fine. That's all good. That's chaos.
New Year's is right around the corner. Do you have any personal picks for album of the year?
Oh, that's a tricky question.
He's off.
I never think. I need to check. There's an album now. Check which year it came out.
I'm gonna load up the selection that we got going so far.
Yeah. What have we got so far?
Just trying to find it.
Jack's never prepared. Don't worry.
What are you on about? I'm like the most prepared person in the world.
Yeah.
See, I always come prepared, man. Hey, Mayrick, did you ever hear the How Many Hands track from us?
I might have done.
Oh man, we should get a revisited version post-production of How Many Hands.
I think you should.
Yeah, all right. We'll send it through.
So this was all choices kind of added from us three and the group. So I'm sorry to say, XM didn't even get put on there yet, bro.
That's all right. I can't pick myself.
Yeah, I actually didn't know. You're calling it yourself?
No, I'm not. I'm definitely not.
You could though.
Yeah. My one was David Max and Mitchich's Bilo 4 that just got released.
Sick.
We had our last podcast of Joel Pinder, who chose the Callous Boys Celebrity Therapist.
Oh yeah, that was it.
Oh right, yeah. No, I've heard that. You know, it's hard to pick one. It's hard to pick one. Because
what did you pick?
Yeah, go on.
Did you pick Counterparts, Tom?
I said Counterparts was one of them because of the depth of that album is beautiful. Like it's a unity for those still like for those that still exist, I think, or something.
Yeah. Because I've got a few. I think some of my tops are that Darko album only.
Yeah, Darko's been put on as well in the list.
Really fucking sick. I really like the latest album by a band called Dayseeker as well. That's super poppy metal, but it's done really well. And I tell you what, Bleed From Within's album was really good as well.
Bleed From Within?
Was it? Yeah.
I also really liked the 1975's new album as well. I mean, it's really hard because I'm very like
eclectic.
I guess, but like back and forth with stuff. Do you know what I mean? I'm quite like one day I'll be into one thing massively, and the next day I'll be into like a different thing massively. So those are up there for me.
They made the biggest impressions for you this year.
Yeah. Those ones where I was like, okay, that was cool. I feel like they did something.
Conjurer's album, Pathos, is
Conjurer's album's good.
Hey, was that this year?
That is intense. Yeah, Pathos
was that this year?
Yeah. I'm sure it was.
I think it is. I tell you what,
Pathos was
it's a complete curveball for the list, probably. But Metro Boomin put out a new album this year, and it's fucking sick. It's completely out there.
What the fuck? What is
Metro Boomin? It's like really good dance music.
Hell yeah!
Sweet, yeah.
Nah, it doesn't matter which genre it's about. You know, it's all personal choice. Yeah, I got like some friends like that just love playing folk music. It's not my thing at all. But it's like, yo, you're into it. You know, that's the cool thing. You're passionate about playing and making folk music. It doesn't bother me what you listen to.
Yeah, that's sick. I think most people actually like. There's very few people who actually just like one genre of music. I think what most people want is they want something to just make them feel like, fuck, that was sick. I don't know how to like describe that emotion, but you know, you hear a tune and you're like, and it's a proper sick one.
Yeah,
It
just
gets you in.
very
So
well
you feel like,
written. Everything
yeah,
about
I mean,
it is catchy.
you can't even necessarily like necessarily pin down exactly what it is, but it just makes you feel stronger about some songs than other songs when you hear them the first time, whatever that is. And I think people have that for all genres, and there's some songs that like transcend all those genres in that way, like more than others. So I think that's how you get people to listen to stuff they wouldn't normally listen to.
Yeah. I think people latch onto the like when they hear something that's grasped them, they're just like, all right, I like that music now.
Yeah.
Like, even if it's only for like a day or like a month, or like, you know, they kind of get stuck into whatever that music is for a space of time. Like
their field of vision now includes some of that thing, which then they might explore more. Or with all the algorithms might get suggested other things similar.
AI taking our jobs.
AI. Well, I mean, yeah, probably.
Oh, I actually saw a post yesterday in one of the composer groups about AI music now, like starting to become a thing in like commercial music for adverts and such, which is a pretty crazy thing. It's already a very tight market, like massively saturated with musicians compared to work, and it's already competitive in pay as well. And to actually now have this as an option means that if you do not have a strong portfolio to stand out, you're basically not going to get the chance to even work.
Pretty much
doing that now.
Pretty much,
which is rough. You know, that's actually a pretty big thing.
It's scary if you're like a songwriter only. It's particularly scary if you're someone who writes like jingles for ads, and things like that, because that's easy and that's like very mechanical, and really an AI can already do that like super well.
It's money driven. Like it's money.
Yeah, I mean, if you can just buy access to or pay for 4 songs by an AI, pay like 20 quid for it or something max, and then rather than paying some like songwriter 20 grand for to do a jingle, like you're going to do that as a company. I think that's one element of it. I think there's still like, for the time being, there's still like, in terms of songwriters, there's still in that realm, there's still space for like doing stuff for film and really bespoke things that are longer, or like songs to fit. Like I think incidental music, like that'll all be AI basically tomorrow, and just anything sort of song wise, there'll still be a premium on sort of a human for a while, just because it talks to people. Like commercial music, as in music that's made purely for like, we need music to go here, we don't really care what the message is, just we're trying to sell a thing. That's very easy to do by AI. But like music that like sort of tells a story and actually speaks to people and grabs people's attention, that's harder to do, because that's an actual, it will probably happen eventually, but that's an actual human to human event, an occurrence. So it'll take you longer to do that. And I think on top of that, you'll still need like technical people who can record a vocal, or who can like do a certain thing. But I mean, eventually all of this anyway.
There's one VST pack. I always mess up the name. I always call it East West Studios or Sounds or something.
Oh yeah,
it's kind of like Contact with their native instruments,
strings and stuff.
Yeah, well, it's got everything. It's a subscription, and one of their choirs, actually, you can type in words and it will sing the words back to you. It's not just oohs and ahs anymore. You can get them to say words. So you could even just
that's cool.
like a manuscript into something like AI, something like that, and it will do it for
That's
you.
yeah, definitely. I think eventually, absolutely, for sure, that will all get better and better. For now, it's the case that like that kind of thing is cool, but choir singing is very sort of, you do a thing. There's the different vowels, and you sing in this way, and that's how you do it. And you all do it the same, so it's quite easy to, you know what I mean, to make samples of and program.
Yeah,
but it's a lot harder to get to like I think what will come first with AI is like, I need this vocal sung in the style of Michael Jackson or something, and then an AI will do some sort of approximation of that. I think that's what will come first before like fully convincing like unique music, or just like songs in the same way like a band would write new music. I think that's a bit further down the line, but probably eventually further down the line. And then it will be very tough for any new band to break through. Any bands with a name might be okay because they can just be like, oh, okay, make an album in the style of this band themselves, and then the AI will just do it. But they're still creating music as that band technically because it's in that style, and there'll still be a listener base for it because humans will still want to listen to music and they'll still have preferences. But I think it'll be very hard for... Huh?
My brain is so broken by all of this processes.
but I think it'll be very hard.
It'll be mad. Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, it kind of like gets away from like. Sorry, Tom, go on.
No, I was just gonna say there was that fucking technical like death metal thing that was like constantly going on YouTube
24/7,
like a live stream.
24/7. Yeah. Like, I mean, at the moment it's cool, still but it's not like. Yeah, it's not like. It's not like that good. It's doing. Do you know what I mean? It's not like it's doing like. Average.
It's getting better. It's getting better. It's an algorithm which learns as it goes, and
yeah, for sure. One day it's going to be brilliant and indecipherable from like an actual human did.
Like,
and that's
5 years ago, it sounded painful. Like the mixing, everything about it was just harsh. But now it's clean.
It was grind. No, it was grindcore before, and now it's clean.
Yeah,
clean.
It is cleaner. It's definitely sounds more produced. But you've got like constant ones for jazz as well. It's not just metal. You've got it for like every genre at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a cool idea. I think it's, in terms of like purely from the listener's perspective, it's a really cool thing. Because cool, more music just being generated. Music makes me feel good. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, nice. But I mean, obviously, it's
it kind of like it's kind of scary, and it also it's like, what will I do when that happens? Like, there's still kind of to make music as a musician, regardless. It just means that there's going to be like, other than for personal choice, just that you can do it. There's no real reason to make it at that point. Like commercially,
I think there's still like. I think commercially, but I think there'll still be a premium for a while on like provably human-made music. If there becomes a system of being able to prove whether something's made by a human or not, which I'm sure will happen eventually. That has to come with this, otherwise everything's fucked. Everything in all of society.
Yeah.
If we can't do that, I think there will be a premium on a real human made this sort of thing.
It'll be the same with like hopefully across all industries, because you're going to see it everywhere. And
I think creative industries definitely. I think before that happens, in creative industries, it'll be like anyone who does any sort of blogging job, anyone who does any sort of not manual labor jobs, but like ones like pencil pusher jobs, like admin jobs, anyone doing data entry, anyone basically being a receptionist, anyone doing like if you work in a law firm and you're just entering shit into records, yeah, it's your job will be gone like in less than a decade, without a doubt, I'm sure. And then I don't know, who knows what happens there. That very much depends on what powers that be decide to do. So
yeah,
it's crazy.
Well, focus on just creating your craft.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm crashing out.
All right, Tom's crashing out. That's so good.
Yeah, no worries. We always get deep.
Yeah. So. Well, thanks for joining us.
Always your fault, Mayrick. Your fault.
He's done great, man. Thanks for joining us this week.
Hey, Mayrick.
No worries, man. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, congratulations on the new album this year.
Thank you.
I look forward to seeing where you guys like branch out from next.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks.
Just see where everything takes us all, huh? It's going to be
yeah, exactly.
It's been a rough couple of years, so you know, let's hope it all picks up and we can all get back to focusing on music.
Definitely. Sounds like a plan.
All right. Well, you have a lovely night, guys, and thanks to anyone that's joined the show. And I will link everything towards Floodgate Audio and Exist Immortal with the podcast, so anyone interested can go and listen. All right. Have a good night, guys.
You too. See you later. Thanks, guys.